So we are going to start this lecture with the objectives of inspection. So we are going to discuss in detail about inspection and its procedure for various construction elements. So inspection, according to ISO, inspection is defined as an activity of measuring, examining, testing, or gauging of a product order to establish whether conforming is active for each characteristic product. This is the definition given by ISO itself. Okay. So objective of inspection. So the major objectives is to collect information regarding the performance of a product with established standards for a use of production, purchasing, and quality control, and to sort out the poor quality from good quality. That is another main purpose of doing the inspection, and to establish and increase the reputation by protecting customers from receiving poor quality product. So that is also one major aspect. Okay, we need to make sure we are increasing the reputation, and we are minimize the poor quality products from the products. Okay, that is another aspect of inspection. Okay. And defects, sources of weakness and failure in the finished product. To ensure quality policies should be followed. To grow business volume, to earn reputation, successful inspection helps in time delivery of product. To ensure that the customer's advised quality norms should be followed. So these are the different objectives of inspection. Purpose of inspection, to distinguish good lot from the bad lot. Lot means the bulk of materials or bulk of products, okay, finished products. To distinguish good pieces from the bad pieces, to secure products design information, to measure process capability. The different purposes is what given here. Okay. An inspection is a specific examination, testing, and formal evaluation exercise and overall appraisal of process, product, and service to ascertain if it conforms to established requirements. So we are just checking that whether it is conforming with established requirements that is given established by your own company. Okay, so we need to make sure it is having such requirements, it is meeting that requirements or not. So that we are going to do some examination, testing, or evaluation type of process. Okay, it involves measurement, test, gauges, and applied to the certain characteristics with regard to an object or an activity. The results are usually compared to specific requirements and standards for determining whether the item or activity is in line with the target. The inspections are usually non-destructive. Very important. Uh, the inspections are non-destructive. Okay. When it goes to quality control, we can go for some destructive type of examinations. But here in the inspection process, we are just going to examine, or we are going to do some testing that is not destructive only. We are not going to do damage to the structures, existing structures. Some of the non-destructive methods of inspection are visual, magnetic particle radiography, ultrasonic, eddy current, acoustic emissions, and thermography. So this is our different methods involved in non-destructive methods of inspection. Okay. The degree to which inspection can be successful is limited by the established requirements. Inspection accuracy depends on the level of human error, accuracy of the instruments, completeness of the inspection planning. Human errors in inspection are mainly due to technique errors, inadvertent errors, consciousness errors, communication errors. Most construction projects specify that all contracted works are subject to inspection by the owner, consultant, or owner's representative. Drawbacks of inspection. Inspections add to the cost of product, but not for its value. So it is partially subjective. Often the inspector has to judge whether the product passes or not. Fatigue or monotony may affect any inspection judgment. Inspection merely separates good and bad items. It is no way to prevent the production of bad items. So whenever we do inspection, we are doing only the finished product. Okay, so it doesn't mean that it's going to affect the preventing the production of bad items. The bad items are going to be coming for the project, but only aspect, mainly objective is to make sure we are not using the bad items in our project. Okay, we are going to separate the good and bad, and we are going to avoid using the bad items. That is the main objective of inspection. That is also the drawback of inspection. Okay? So we are spending some money to check it, and it is more of subjective one. Okay, we have to judge whether this is pass or not. So it depends on in individual. Some one individual may say that this is pass, and another individual may say it fails. Okay, it is subjective to one person to another person. Inspection of various components of construction. All the works at site shall be performed as per approved shop drawings by using approved material. At least the three phases of control shall be conducted by the quality control in charge for each activity prior to the submission of the checklist to the consultant. These will be preparatory phase, startup phase, execution phase. So preparatory phase, the concerned engineer shall review the applicable specifications, references and standards, approved shop drawings and materials and other submittals to ensure compliance with the contract. Startup phase, the concerned engineer shall discuss with the foreman responsible for performing the work and shall establish the standards of workmanship. The execution phase, the work shall be executed by continuous inspection during the phase. These are three important phases here: preparatory, startup, and execution phase. Okay. All the execution works shall be carried out as per approved shop drawings, utilizing approved materials. All the works will be checked for quality before submitting the checklist to the consultant who inspect the works. The following main categories of site works shall be performed by conducting the QC as per phases mentioned earlier. Definable feature of work. The procedure for scheduling, reviewing, certifying, and managing QC for a defining work or definable feature of work shall be agreed upon during the coordination meetings. A definable works feature of works for concrete shall include formwork, reinforcement, and embedded items, design mix, placement of concrete finishes, etc. Likewise, the detailed list for other trades shall be prepared during the coordination meetings. This will be consist of embedded conducting works, embedded sleeves, ducts, underground piping, etc. So we need to make sure we are defining different features of work for particular item. Okay, for concrete, it includes formwork, reinforcement, design mix, etc. So we need to define feature of work. Earthwork and site works. Category shall consist of following subgroups: in excavation and backfilling, compaction, dewatering. A checklist shall be submitted to the consultant at every stage of the work, that is after backfilling and compaction. Samples shall be taken to make compaction test. If the compaction test fails uh, the required specification, then the remedial action shall be taken to obtain specific results. So I'm going to explain about the different, inspection for different item of work. Okay, this is for compaction. So we are going to submit a checklist, and the samples are checked, and then if it is not meeting the required requirements, specific requirements, then the remedial action will have to be taken. Okay. A concrete approved subcontractor to supply ready-mix concrete will provide ready-mix concrete for entire concrete structured works of the project, and the subcontractor will have their own QC system to maintain the mix design. And reinforcement steel shall be inspected upon the receipt of material at site for proper size and type, and the factory test certificate received with the supply. Small piece of sample shall be taken for each lot from each lot and size for laboratory testing, and the testing shall be performed by approved testing agency. Okay. The formwork and the reinforcement steel shall be performed under qualified engineers and foremen. They will be continuously inspecting the work for each operation, and the checklist shall be submitted to the consultant for their approval. The placement of concrete shall be supervised by civil engineer along with the foreman and other team members. The respective consultant will witness the concrete casting and take concrete samples during casting for laboratory testing and crushing testing. Slump test shall be performed on the concrete to verify the strength. Okay, so these are different quality testing tests that we do for concrete. Okay, when placing a concrete, we are going to take some concrete samples, that is cube samples, for laboratory testing or crushing compressive strength of the concrete. So we can do such test ensure that the quality, that is the quality characteristics are achieved. Whether for concrete we can say it is a compressive strength, whether it required compressive strength has been achieved or not. That we can check okay while placing of concrete. It should be supervised by civil engineer, okay, under supervision of engineer. And slump test can also be performed in the site to verify the strength or workability. Okay, curing shall be supervised by respective foreman. In case the test results do not comply with the specification limit, the results shall be discussed with consulting engineer. The failing test will be followed by appropriate corrective efforts and retesting and remedial measures. And a separate company shall maintain all the records, laboratory test results regarding the concrete works, submit the same to the consultant for that information. So we can record all the information that we gathered while doing this kind of test, okay, different works. Masonry. The concrete blocks bricks used on the project shall be procured from the approved source. Material for mortar aggregate and other accessories such as inserts, reinforcement material, wire mesh shall be submitted to the consultant for approval. Prior to the start of masonry work, all the related and coordinated drawings shall be reviewed. Marking shall be made for masonry layout. Necessary mock-up shall be submitted for each type of unit masonry work. A checklist shall be submitted for visual and other type of inspection. Metalworks. A metal fabrication and installation work shall be carried out by certified welders as per manufacturer's recommendations and approved shop drawings. Examples of fitting, brackets, fasteners, anchors, and different types of metal members, including plate, bars, pipes, tubes, and other types of material to be used in the project, shall be submitted to the consultant prior to the start of fabrication works at site. So, whenever possible, we need to collect all the material manufacturer's recommendation and approval requirements, approved drawings, and we have to submit to the consultant or consultant for quality testing. Okay, so we need to make sure it is okay to use this material in the site. Only then we can go for using it for fabrication works. Okay, finishing materials such as primers, paint shall be submitted to the approval to the consultant or owner. In case the fabrication carried out at the subcontracted workshop, then a separate contractor shall take full responsibility to control the quality. A checklist shall be submitted to different stages of work to ensure compliance with the specification and to avoid any rework at the end of completion of fabrication and installation. Wood, plastics, and composites. Prior to the start of any woodwork, a material shall be physically and visually inspected for the timber quality to confirm its compliance with the type of approved material, and also to ensure that wood is free from decay and insects, and that necessary treatment has already been done on the wood to be used for the project. So we need to make sure the wood is not it is free from any bacterial attack, decay, or insect attack. The product certificate signed by the woodwork manufacturer certifying that the products comply with specific requirements shall be submitted along with the material submitted. We need to submit it to the consultant or owner. Only then we can allow to use the wood in our project. Okay, all type of fasteners and other hardware to be used shall be submitted for approval as per the applicable standards, and a checklist shall be submitted to the various stages of work prior to applying the paint or any other finishes. Doors and windows. This category shall consist of following subcategories like wooden doors, windows, steel doors, aluminum doors, glazing, etc. All doors and windows shall be fabricated from the specific type and material as per approved shop drawings. Fire rated types of doors shall be comply with relevant standards and local regulations. A sample of materials used in the fabrication of doors and windows shall be submitted to the consultant for approval. The wooden doors and windows shall be fabricated as approved subcontractor for carpentry works. And aluminum doors and windows shall be fabricated as approved subcontractor for aluminum works. Okay. So the finishes shall be approved by the consultant or owner. Samples of iron coated material, finished material shall be submitted for approval. Special care can be taken to maintain the acoustic nature of doors and the sound transmission properties. Glass and glazing material shall be submitted for approval and shall take care of heat transfer properties to maintain the inside temperature of building. The glass used in the project and comply with specific strength, safety, and impact performance requirements. Inspection at different stages shall be arranged by field inspection at the factory. The entire fabrication shall be carried out under the supervision of some individual to control the quality of finished products. Doors and windows fabrication shall be coordinated for security requirements. Mock-up shall be prepared before the start of installation works. Mock-up means a trial run. Okay. Finishes. This category shall consist of following subgroups: acoustic ceiling, specialty ceiling, masonry, tiling, carpet, wall cladding, wall partitioning, paints, and coatings. So different finishes in the project, and all the finishes shall be specified and approved. Execution of finishing work shall be coordinated with all the other trades. Samples and mock-ups shall be submitted for approval before starting of any finishing work. All the finishing work shall be performed by skilled workmen. Okay. Specialist subcontractors shall be submitted for approval to carry out finishing works. QC shall be under the direct supervision of engineer. Landscape. A landscape work shall be executed by a specialist approved subcontractor as per the approved job drawings. Samples of each and every type of plant tree shall be submitted for approval. Soil preparation shall be done as per the specific requirements. So they are all saying the same point, that is as per the specific standards. So there are some standards while underdoing some work in our project. Okay, while doing inspection. Okay, especially for construction works. Furnishing. All the furnishing shall be made shall be from the specific requirement recommended manufacturer. Special care shall be taken to protect the furnishing. Furnishing material samples shall be submitted for approval. Fabrication of furniture shall be at the approved subcontractor factory. Mechanical works. This category consists of following subgroups like fire suppression, water supply, plumbing, and public health, HVAC, heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. Mechanical work shall be executed by approved mechanical subcontractor. All the works shall be carried out as per approved drawings, shop drawings using approved material. Mechanical engineer from subcontractor shall be responsible for controlling the quality of work involved, okay, in our project. A quality control engineer shall coordinate all quality related activities on behalf of the engineer, that is company. Fire suppression or firefighting equipment shall be carried out as per the approved drawings by the relevant authority. Materials shall be from the manufacturers approved by the relevant authority having jurisdiction over such materials. Fire pumps and fire materials shall comply with regulatory requirements. We need to make sure we are using such kind of active equipments in our project: firefighting materials, firefighting pumps. Okay. Piping for supply and water supply and pumping and public health shall be installed with approved material. Leakage and pressure tests shall be performed as specified. Check test shall be submitted after installation of piping, accessories, fixing of equipment. Drainage systems shall be executed as per the approved shop drawings. HVAC work shall be supervised by qualified mechanical engineers. Duct work and duct accessories shall be fabricated and shall be installed at site as per the approved shop drawings. Mechanical engineer from subcontractor responsible to control the quality of the workshop. Quality control engineer shall coordinate all quality related activities on behalf of the company. Selection of HVAC pumps shall be done with the help of performance curves and technical data from the pump manufacturers. Electrical works. This category of work shall consist of the following subgroups, that is electrical lighting and power, fire alarm system, communication system, public address system, audiovisual system, access control and security system, emergency generating system, alternate energy system. These are different kind of subgroup of works comes under electrical works. Okay. All type of electrical work shall be executed by approved electrical subcontractor, and all the materials should be used from the specified manufacturer and shall be installed by skilled workman under the supervision of qualified engineer. An electrical engineer from the subcontractor shall be responsible to control the quality of the workshop. The quality control engineer shall coordinate all the quality related activities on behalf of the company. So this is the sample work, inspection report form that we carried out in a construction project. You can see here that is name of the project, the visit date. So whenever the inspector, I mean the team of inspection is going to go for the project, they will have some checklist kind of thing like this. The part A and part B, something like this, and they verify each and every aspect of the project, like in the form of checklist. Okay. For example, you can see safety notice. They have a checklist like this, that is safety rules are displayed, company safety policy, notice board clearly displayed for everyone in the workplace, emergency procedures are displayed. So something like this. So all kind of notice are displayed or not. We have created some checklist and we have saying whether it is yes or no like this. And there is a score here, that is 1, 2, 3, kind of a rank. And if it is not there, then we can go for commenting or action. Okay, we can suggest some actions in this column. Okay, if particular aspect is not mentioned, we can write some remarks and we can forward it to the manager. So manager will ensure that it is being taken care of. Okay, some corrective actions to be taken. So we have different categories of work like construction phase plan, method of statement or risk assessment. Site managers weekly inspection reports. Are these available? Actions are addressed. So all those things are mentioned here. If it is no, then we can say no and we can write the actions. So records of induction, plan permits to work, record of accidents and in incidents, minutes of the site safety committee, all those things are mentioned. And in the part B, can say site environment, the site security, welfare facilities, material storage and housekeeping. So in material storage, you can see all the materials are stored in organized or safe manner. It's the site tidy of rubbish, site suitable for site signage are placed appropriately around the site. Recycle bins are provided, and PPE is correct PPE worn for all activities, protecting the public, pedestrians, and traffic routes, site hazards, and interview with site personnel. So all those things are mentioned here. So it is not mandatory that the same checklist to be followed for every project. It is just a sample report form. It is inspection report that we usually follow in the site. The report format and the questionnaire, that is the checklist, can be different from one project to another project. Okay, so this is just a typical report of inspection that we do in our construction projects. Okay, and this is the reference I've taken for preparing this lecture. Thank you.